Welcome back. I'm Anastasia, and my mission is to build a community of acceptance and authenticity. I needed some adventure buddies for this journey of insight, and I'm glad it's you. You are all welcome here, and I am grateful that you decided to join me. Today, I have the pleasure of talking to Clayton Jay Reeves, a trans man born in Romania, raised in Iowa, who is a trans advocate, a mental health advocate, and an athlete. Clayton Jay Reeves competed on season 17 of American Ninja Warrior, making it to the semifinals, and was invited back for season 18 officially. I'm so excited to be able to announce that. Clayton Jay Reeves shares his life story, including the challenges of being trans in a small town, building resilience, finding community, and becoming the advocate that he needed for those who are still on the beginning steps of this journey. You are not alone. And I am really excited to share this episode with you all today. Before we get started, I want to take a moment to thank my partner, Occupied Mind. Occupied Mind's goal is to create a sanctuary of self-expression. I love how authentic this company is, and I am obsessed with their art, which is why I support them, and my closet is slowly turning into an Occupied Mind showroom. Use code INSIGHTSWITHUS15 at checkout to find a shirt that speaks your mind and bears your soul. That's OCTOPIEDMIND.com, octopiedmind.com. Use code INSIGHTSWITHUS15 at checkout for a discount. Be authentically you. Welcome, Clayton Jay Reeves, to Insights with Us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
I am so excited for this conversation today for so many reasons, just to talk about your passion, to talk about who you are, to talk about this journey you're on. But to get started, so you're a Ninja Warrior.
Yep. Yeah.
Have to know, what is your favorite obstacle?
Yeah. I would probably say I like lacheying. So like from a bar to a bar. I think it's cool. I think it's cool when you're able to like lachey in a row. And mostly like it's cool because like when I first started, you could only do like 1 foot, 2 feet compared to like now I can probably do like I think my max is probably 10, sometimes 11 or 12. It just depends. I don't know if I can link that, but which was really cool because when they came down for a hometown visit, I had to do some Ninja Warrior, and it's cool when like the big cameras were on you. It's like I probably would have never been able to do that, but the cameras were on me. I'm like, okay, game mode, let's do it. And I did like my biggest lachey on camera, and it actually was on the show, so it's pretty cool to see that.
10 feet. That's like 2 of me.
Yeah.
That is amazing. And
Yeah.
I know I mentioned right before we hit record that I'm a rock climber. I am probably the most static climber that you have ever met. And so the thought of trying to jump 10 feet,
Yeah.
like I got anxious listening to you talk about it. You're like, this is my favorite thing.
No, yeah, it's nerve-wracking. It is, but I think after you like just learn how to fall too, it gets better. Because when I first started, yeah, like I could barely do anything because I was too nervous to fall. Compared to now, like that's just the normal day of my life is falling, So
That makes sense. So yeah, there's like this comfort level that builds
yeah,
the more you practice jumping through the air.
yeah, oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Do you have a least favorite or one that's like your white whale?
Um, I don't think I have like a least favorite. I mean, maybe just doing any kind of lock off, so like when you're doing anything and you need to like lock off and grab something, just because it's really hard, that takes a lot of muscle compared to like if you want to like lachey, like monkey lachey, like doing monkey bars at the park and you can do like a full swing, that's way easier than like locking off and grabbing things. But I just need to practice that more because on the show, mostly since it's races now, I really need to get into doing that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
that makes sense. The races vibe is totally different in terms of technique.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's one of the coolest things being a climber and watching the show is I know how tiny those edges are sometimes. And I'm watching everyone move their bodies. I'm like, oh, that is so hard.
Yeah, no, it's difficult up there, but I think also after you do it for like if you do it a long time, it just gets easier and becomes just like second nature.
How long have you been practicing ninja for?
Yeah, so I've been doing it for 2 years now. When I made it on the show, I was only doing it for 1 year, and I didn't even do any competitions, but after I got accepted, I'm like, "I might as well do something." So I went to, 605 at, South Dakota Ninja Gym and did my first competition there, and right after that, went right on the show. So, yeah, it was nerve-wracking.
I was like, can you tell me about that first competition? Like, were you
Oh, yeah.
dipping your toes in?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot what place I got, but I did place. So it's like top 5, and I did place, which is insane and awesome. I was in the amateur league. But like I think the most thing with like ninja people, like people that actually perform, mostly like perform like an athlete, like train like an athlete. It's not really the course that gets you. Like I can probably do anything. Like even when I was on season 17, like I could have made it, you know. The only thing is the cameras, the timing, like how late it was, an audience, you know, just like when I was at 605 Ninja Gym in South Dakota, live audience. It was recorded. That was the first time me being like, I love to, you know, be in the spotlight. I have a social media platform, but it's different compared to like, that was my first time in the ninja zone, you know? So it was very, very different having that kind of audience watch me compared to like my like, advocacy for the LGBTQ plus community and having them watch me on camera. So yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And you're very open
Hmm.
about being a trans athlete, about your queer world and this
Yep.
community that you're building. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe how that story has shifted over the years as you found Ninja, maybe before you found Ninja to now after finding Ninja and what this
Yeah. Yeah.
means
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah, like representing the community.
Well,
Uh,
and also your personal journey.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And if you're open
Yeah.
to talking about that here,
Yeah.
just because it comes with you grew up in a rural community as well.
Yep. Yep.
So I'm sure there were a lot
Yeah.
of challenges kind of finding your authenticity, finding your community.
Yep. Yeah. So you want me to start from like the beginning?
As much as you're willing to share, I'm here
Okay.
for it.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
know you.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I'm adopted from Romania. Uh I came to America. I think I do have documents, but like I don't like to read, so I haven't went through it in a while, but I really need to get back into like looking over it and all that. 'Cause it is kind of cool being able to like see my like Romanian birth certificate and like all that different kind of stuff. And it does have like my biological parents on the birth certificate and like where like the hospital in Romania that I was at and all that kind of stupid like all that kind of super cool stuff. So I definitely got to like look over that again. But I think it was around 2024, like 2004, 2005, is when I came to America. And I came to a big, big, big family. And they had like biological kids. I think they had three, three girls, one guy, and then they adopted two guys from Russia, one guy from Dagestan, and then me from Romania. And it was my adopted mom who was like a alcoholic, like into all that kind of stuff. And my adopted dad was he was actually the complete opposite. He I don't think she was like an alcoholic when they were together, but they were like they divorced like right after. Like I don't even remember seeing them together. So I was definitely young when they divorced and I stayed with my mom, so I saw her go through all that and like just not be a parent. And like my oldest sister Olivia, she was like a mom figure to all of us, and she definitely had to like take over the role, which was still hard because she was a kid too, you know. And you know, I just remember like being outside at like 1 a.m. in the morning, walking the streets and like stealing food from the gas station, and like the house was a total mess. And I even remember like uh getting like emails from the school because we never showed up to school, you know. And it just was like hard, mostly being like Romanian and not like when I came to America, I didn't speak English. I was already behind the average kid my age. So on top of that, having a parent that never even brought me to school and I never it was just it's always been harder for me to like learn, you know? And after they divorced and my dad remarried to my stepmom, which my adopted dad is a cop, my stepmom's a judge. And so I went from like extreme like neglect with my like neglect in a kind of way where like yeah, she was never there for us because
You
she
had to grow
just
up
like,
way too fast and basically
yes,
become an
yep,
adult as a kid.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And after like growing up in that kind of environment, and then my dad took me after he remarried a judge, and then a cop and a judge, they were like also very extreme, but they were like very extremely like strict. Like it was like boot camp, compared to like going from one extreme to a next extreme. Like it was
From
crazy
like
for
not being
my.
watched at all to being watched all
Yeah,
of the time and making sure
yes,
you were doing everything just
yeah.
right.
And I had the
That's
room.
exhausting and stressful and just so overwhelming.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I had the room right across from my dad. And most of the time, it'd like keep the door open or do and it's just like, it was just like, I never had no privacy. It was absolutely insane. And like, I don't know, it was just hard to like go from there to there. And then when I think it was around eighth grade year, it was probably 2015, I was like 15 years old. And um, I, I was at a basketball game, like my own basketball game in middle school. And I decided that time that I want to come out to my parents as not straight. I was like, I'm just gonna come out as not straight because I don't know what I am like sexually, like who am I sexually attracted to. But I also knew it was more than just sexually attracted to someone because to be completely honest, I don't think I was sexually attracted to any. I mean, I was 15 years old. I didn't care about any of that. There was people. I actually felt weird because like I would have a lot of friends and a lot of friends that are girls, and they're all like, "Oh my god, that guy's hot. That guy's hot." And I'd be like, okay, like I don't know, and they're like, oh, who do you have a crush on? I don't know. I'm literally trying to figure out who I am, like my gender. But I was too scared to say anything about that because all the girls love to be girls and like dress up, makeup, and this is me, like I'm just wearing like baggy shorts and a baggy
Didn't fit
shirt,
you.
Yeah. Um, and so I decided I'm not gonna come out as trans. I don't even really know what that was. I don't even know if I knew what the word was at that time. I think I barely knew what gay was or anything. That's why I just came out as like not straight. I'm like I know I'm a little different than like straight people, And in the car ride, I was like quiet, which is not normal for me because I'm a yapper. I love to talk. And he was like, "What's up?" And I was like, I'm not straight." And, like I said it, and then he laughed and was like, "Oh my gosh, like." I thought it was because like you're pregnant, like, and I was like, and then he like laughed out. I'm like, okay, like cool, like, he seemed like supportive because he just made a joke about it. And I'm like, I don't know how you thought I was pregnant. It's literally boot camp here. Like, you know where I'm at. We have cameras in the house. We got cameras outside the house. Like there is no way I'd be able to go out and do
You were
anything
under
like
a
that.
spotlight at all
Yeah,
times.
exactly. There was no like. It was funny because one time I hung out with a friend and like his dad and this friend was trans as well. And this was a little older when I was out and he was out, and his dad was actually like very supportive. And I went to a high V, and next thing I get a text from my dad being like, "Why are you at high V?" It's like, dang, you really got something. I'm like, where are you? But he's a cop in that town, so of course it's like, hey, your kid is here. You know that, right? So it was really like everyone was watching me. It was pretty insane.
Well, and it's so wild as you're describing this too, because everyone was watching you. Everybody had tabs on you. Your dad always knew where you were. Door was
Yeah,
always open. Lights were always on. And yet you had such a hidden internal world. Like nobody knew what was going on in your head, yourself included. And just that contrast,
yeah, yeah.
it feels so isolating in my head of like everybody's watching me and yet nobody sees me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly. Because at that point, when I came out to him and he just made a joke about it, I'm like, cool. Like you can tell he's joking. He's in a good mood. And then he even said he's like, you know how everyone does when you figure out like someone's gay or something like, oh yeah, yeah, my dog's uncle Ance's dog is gay, and like trying to like kind of like be there with you, like, yo, I support. That's kind of what he did. He's like, oh yeah, I got friends that are gay. It's like, oh cool. Like, does that mean you support me? Like, but like and he's the kind of guy where he's very avoidant and like he has no emotions, or anything like that. Like he wants to like get away from like those kind of topics or anything. And so like he he's the kind of guy where like he doesn't support me, but he does not support me, and that's actually the worst kind. Like I either want you to support me or tell me that you don't support me. Like tell me. Don't be in the middle where it's like the whole time you're breadcrumbing me where it's like you support me today, but then tomorrow you don't. And I'm like feeling the highs and lows, like, that extreme high, extreme low, where it's like, oh, you love me, you don't love me, you love me, you don't love me. And that's what it kind of felt like because, him being like, oh, like, my friends are gay, like laughing with me, like cool. And then like we just go on with our day. It's like, cool, he supports me then, right? But then he's still telling my other siblings and my other cousins all that, like, oh, you got a boyfriend, you got a girlfriend, but he did not do that to me after I came out. So that already is like, huh, like, are you like, do you
It's
feel
like, oh,
weird
well,
asking
you're
me?
this, but like, don't
Yeah,
talk to me about it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Instead of like trying to like tease me like he teases all the rest of the kid, like, oh, you have a crush. It's like you used to say that to me before I told you, like, yeah, before I told you, but now since I told you, you are not making those kind of like little teasy remarks anymore, you know? So that already was like, okay, that like it's weird. And being adopted, like I've always felt like out of the family anyways, you know, like I'm just like you're at the airport looking into other people's families. That's what it kind of felt like with my life. Like every time I would just be looking, I'm like, dang, like you guys all love each other. You guys are a family. And he treated my stepmom's kids way better than me. And even now I still have them on like Instagram and all that. And I'm like, Happy Father's Day. They're posting their biological father, then they're posting their stepfather, which is my adopted dad. And it's like, dang, look how close you guys are. And you're not even like, he adopted me, you know, he chose me. Like literally, like I want this guy from Romania, and he still didn't choose me, and he still hasn't chosen me. You know, so it still hurts now when I do see that. I'll be like, because
Mm.
I still follow a lot of my siblings, and I'm still on like I'm still cordial with all of them. But like when I see things like that, I'm like, dang, like that's my dad, and you're the one posting him, and you're the one getting all the love and attention, even though like he should be here for me, you know, and it does
There's
hurt.
so many layers to everything you just said too, because it wasn't just, oh, well, I came out as not straight. You were also, not biological and you were adopted, but you were adopted at this time where the separation basically
Yeah.
happened. And
Hmm.
there were so many variables to lead to you feeling like you were on the outside anyway.
Yes. Yeah. And I think if you do adopt a kid, you probably should love them a little bit extra, at least like at the beginning or something, just to show them like, hey, like you are part of this family. Like I know all these people are biologically mine, but like you are just the exact same, you know. But like it never felt like that. Like I could tell the difference between these are my kids and these aren't, you know. The only thing though is like um is that a lot of the siblings don't talk to my dad anyways, like right now too. And even if let's just say I was not trans, like in a different life, I still would not, like, I would still probably not talk to him till today. Like, I didn't just not talk to him because I'm trans and he didn't support me. No, I'm not talking to him because of how avoidant he is and how, you know, he has a lot of inner child work that he should be talking to his therapist about. Instead, he's like trauma dumping on his kids, and it's just the generational trauma dump is just so annoying, you know. And it's like
Yeah, he doesn't
it
know
is
how to show up for himself, much less show up
exactly.
for you.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
were looking for community, you were looking for
exactly.
stability and love.
Hmm.
And he's in a space in his life where it might be there, but he can't show it.
Yeah, because like I do talk to my grandma, and I love my grandma, which is his mom. Biggest like she's a very conservative, very Christian, like you know everything that you would think like oh she would not like a trans guy, right? But no, she's like one of my biggest supporters. She reposts everything. She'll call me like, hey, I told all my like old friends, you know, that like my grandson's on American Ninja Warrior. They're gonna watch you. They're gonna watch you. You know, it's like, oh my God, like she loves me, you know, and she
That's
doesn't care that
amazing.
I'm trans. Yeah, and it's just insane how like she doesn't care at all. And like then she'll talk like she'll always be like, you know, your dad loves you. I'm like, no, no, he doesn't. Like I know you have to say that because you're his mom, blah blah blah. But I'm like, this is what he did, and she's like, wow, I didn't know that happened in the house. I'm like, yeah, all that happened, and it's insane. And then she'll be like, well, you know, like his father used to be abusive, and it's like, okay, but that's
All of
I'm
that
his
is just
kid.
generational trauma
Exactly,
put on
exactly.
you.
That doesn't mean he has to abuse me just because his father abused him. It's like,
Like
no, now
that's on
you do
him.
the work. Exactly. And then you even adopt, like, you didn't just have me, you literally chose me. So if you're going to choose someone, you might as well do the work before you like choose to have a kid, you know?
So as you said, this hurt.
Yeah.
This
Oh, yeah.
this hurt to the point that you had to place a very strict boundary there for yourself.
Yeah. Hmm.
So I'm curious, before you found Ninja,
Hmm.
how, and you were there, how did that affect your mental health? How did that show up for you?
Yeah. Before I found Ninja, like, what do you mean about that?
Well, like when you were in school and
Okay.
you were
Yeah. Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
figure all this out and there was
Yep.
this awkwardness and uncertainty that you're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about, how did
Yeah.
that affect your mental health?
Yeah. So then like when I got into high school, right? That's when so it'd be eighth grade year, I came out as not straight. And then I actually like that was kind of like the point where I'm like, cool, like, you know, I'm not straight, which means I'm gonna now get a haircut, you know, and like look the part, right? So I got to be able to get a haircut because my aunt was a hairstylist. So she cut my hair, and I've always wore baggy clothes, all that kind of stuff. And ninth grade would be freshman year, 2016. I was 16 years old. And then I finally came out as trans to my dad. And when I came out in a letter. Like I literally typed out a letter with some of my friends and printed out, put it in the envelope, and I was gonna hand it to him while I went to while I went to my friend's house to hang out. And I was just kind of like in the mirror, like rehearsing how I'm gonna hand it and like dim. And as I was
Give
doing
him
that,
space, walk away. I don't have to deal with
exactly,
it.
exactly, turn my phone off, like leave for a couple of days, like yeah. But then he walked in the door and he's like, "What is that in your hand?" And I just started crying. And I am not like I'm like a D student. Like I never got good grades, which makes sense as a queer person in like in Iowa. And like even my parents like didn't really support me. Like I had no one that like my whole life was just to survive. Right? It wasn't until like I didn't care about my grades. Like school was nothing to me except like all I wanted was love and support. And if I don't have love and support for me, why am I gonna try on my grades? So and being Romanian and adopted, and like I said, grew up with a mom that was never there either when they divorced, and I was never going to school when I lived with my mom. So I was already way behind. I was taking like English as my second language class. I was in like special ed classes. Like I was in all those, right? And then also just a person that I didn't care. Like you can't teach someone who doesn't care. So at school, I'm like, I don't
You
care.
had
I don't
other
care.
things to care
Yeah.
about.
Yeah. I don't care what the capital of Iowa is. I care about having parents that love me for me unconditionally. Right. So when he came in the door, he was like, "Oh, is that your report card?" And started getting angry. I'm like, "Wow, what? They're bad again? Is that why you're crying?" Like started yelling at me about a report card. And it's not a report card,
No support, no
Yeah,
curiosity, no, oh
exactly.
my God, you're crying. This is a big
Yes.
deal. Like, let
Yep.
me sit with you. Nothing.
Yep. Going straight to just just I don't know, like punishing me for nothing. It's like, dude, it's not even a report card. And then he opened the letter in front of me while I'm just sitting there crying. And he read the whole letter, the whole thing, and then it like said like love Clayton at the end, and he's like, "Is that the name you want to go by? I'm not gonna call you that." But then he like made a joke or like something. He's like, "Well, I can call you his name Junior." And I'm like, okay, like I really don't care about the name Clayton. I chose it because it's like my dead name is Claudia, right? Claudia Joy. So I changed it to Clayton J just to keep it the same, mostly for them. Yeah, if it wasn't for like if I knew they wouldn't support me, I probably would have changed my whole name, but like it's my name now, and I do love it, and I've made a brand with my name. But like at the time it was just what is the closest name to my dead name so my dad can support me, and the same with like my friends and family, like everyone around me is like, "Oh,
Make
that's
the transition easier
yeah. Oh
for
yeah,
them.
for them." Like I didn't even think about me. I'm thinking about them. And so he made a joke about that. So I'm like, "Oh, cool. Like maybe that's him supporting me." He's like, "Well, we can call you my name Junior." And I'm like, "Oh, like and that like oh that's cute, right? I don't care. Like I can be you Junior. I'm fine. Like, you're my dad." And then he like hugged me, said that, "Oh, you're my kid. I love you." And then we went on with the day. After that, like in my head, I'm like, he supports me. This is when, he does that breadcrumb where it's like he like supports
He
me, but
said
he
the
does
thing.
yes,
I'm
yes.
excited.
Yes, but he's really good at just avoiding problems. So instead of actually sitting down, like, "Hey, why do you feel this way? Can we get you to a therapist?" And like that's what a parent should have said at that point. But like, I don't know anything about it. This is 2016. I don't even know what trans is. Like as a dad, this is what a dad should say. I don't know what trans is. I don't know what I don't know. I don't understand your gender identity. Um, but let's go to a therapist and talk it out. Like that's what he should have said. You know.
I
But
want to be
instead,
on this adventure with you. Let's figure it out
exactly.
together,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
if I don't understand it.
Yeah. And then maybe like, "Hey, I don't know what I can call you, but like, let's call," because he even tried a bit calling me CJ, right? Which was my initials either way. Like, it's my initials now too. Cool. CJ, call me that. Like, that's my name, or call me my last name or something, like how in high school, that's everyone called each other their last names. We put it on the back of our shirts and everything. So call me anything else, but like the female name, right? And he tried for a bit, would call me CJ, and then he went right back to Claudia. And I was like, dude, like, are you really trying? And
You
one
did
time,
not process how important this is.
exactly, one time I sat down with my stepmom, which it's crazy how people can be cops and judges, like that's a big deal. Like being a judge and like telling someone else, like sorry, you're in prison for the rest of your life, order in the court. Like that's a big deal. And then knowing someone like her who isn't healed on the inside and she has so much trauma, I don't understand how they can make people like those
I
big,
think
you know?
that's the hardest part is
Yeah.
everybody has trauma and not everybody even notices it or knows what trauma is. Because something I always say, trauma isn't the event that happened, it's how your
Yeah.
body holds it.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
can go through the same thing as somebody else, and one of you can have trauma and one of you might not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Trauma
Cause
is how you hold it.
yeah. Yep. Yep. No, that totally makes sense because like me and my siblings are all different. We all have our own traumas, but we all live the same experience, but through different lenses. Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, Oh, I was gonna say, and so one time I sat down with my stepmom. I even told her, I'm like, hey, like, this is what I am. This is what transgender means. I have gender dysphoria. Like, I even asked, like, can you buy me a binder, which is just like a compression, for your chest and all that. And she literally told me, she's like, Clayton, you're like well, she didn't call me Clayton, but she's like, you're like one of the dumbest people ever. You don't even, you are getting F's in all your classes, and you think that now you know all this. Like, that's literally what she just said to me. And I was like, wait, what? Like, she just like played me down. And there's been multiple times with her where it's like we've been in like not like no talking like strikes. Like she would go like weeks without not talking to me and like without feeding us when dad's at work because he like night shift guy. He's a police officer. You know, he goes to work at like 5 p.m. comes back at like 5 a.m. like stuff like that. And like she would not feed us. Like I'd be in the room. Like I would not leave my room. You know, I'd just text my brother downstairs like, "Hey, are you okay? Did you eat? Because I have not ate." You know, and it's like she like it was the craziest experience ever. And like we would go like weeks without not talking. Then my dad would like, well, maybe you should apologize to her. Apologize for what? I'm a kid. I'm like
It's not
16
your
years old.
place.
Yeah. Like it's insane. And there's been tons of times where even my coach, Spencer Johnson, the coach and owner of Emerge Academy where I train, he also had like dad problems and all that. Like he has a whole story about that. But like now they have like changed course, a whole business together, and like they reunited and all that. And so like we always talk about like dad issues and stuff, and feel a little like Clayton, be a bigger person, do all that. But then like I'll sit down and like have these conversations, then more members will come, and I'm like, no, they were like the worst people alive. My parents were
They
the
just
worst
did
people
not
alive.
care to understand what your experience was or who you were. And it sounds like they just kept saying, because again, they watched everything, they saw
Hmm.
all, they just kept saying, that wasn't your experience. This is
Yeah.
your experience, and kind of trying to
Yes.
convince you of who you are, which
Yeah.
isn't how
And
it works.
yeah, exactly. And sometimes I like everyone be like, "Oh, cool, like wow, you don't talk to your parents because you're trans, they don't support you." No, it's way bigger. Like I just told you, like my stepmom would go days, weeks without talking to me and I have to apologize. And like, dude, you're like a 40, 50-year-old woman who is a judge,
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
not about your identity. It's about
Yeah.
how they
I get
parented and how they
yeah.
showed up for everybody and not
Hmm.
showing up for everybody.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's so challenging to
Yeah,
navigate.
no, it was insane. Like there was one time where they love Kansas City Royals, so they went to a Royals game, stepmom and adopted dad, and it was me and Alex at home. And he's one of like my like we like grew up together. We went through a lot of together. And me and him decided to go hang out with one of my friends. We even texted, "Hey, can we leave the house?" We're like 17 years old, asking to if we can go ride our bikes. I'm 17. He's older than me. He's like 3 years older than me. And we are asking our parents who are out of the state to ride bikes, you know, because that's how strict they are. They have cameras in the house. We can't leave. You know, they have cameras outside the house. We can't leave. And so we did. They said yes. And me and him are very fitness people. I mean, you can tell I'm American Ninja Warrior. Like I'm very fit. I love outdoors. I love activities like that. So me and him went out there and we stayed out there all day. And they beat us home and we drove bikes back home. And they like started yelling at us because like, why were you out this late? Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, it's only like 6 p.m. Like the sun's still up, you know? And she grabbed my phone and smashed it with a hammer. And it was insane. It was crazy. And the one part that I don't understand about that is like, I mean, the anger issues is crazy because like she paid for it. Like it's her phone, you know? And then I was like 17 stuck with the flip phone, you know, like at school. It's actually kind of
It's
embarrassing.
unfortunate, but you can survive
Yeah.
it.
But it was like insane that like a parent could, because at that point I was like, dang, I'm in the wrong. Like I thought that's how you parent. Like that's normal. My stepmom should be smashing her own phone that I'm just using,
Just
right?
to prove a point and to
Yes.
say you're never using this again.
Yeah, yeah,
How could you? And it's
yeah,
just, it's not normal.
yeah. No, it was insane. I can't. I like even like Ashley. Like talking, like having these kind of discussions and like opening up my mind and being like, wow, like that happened. Wait, this other memory just popped
This
up. It's like,
really happened.
yeah, it's kind of insane that I went like 18 years of my life like surviving that, you know?
Well, and, as you're saying this, not just surviving it, but thinking that that is what's normal.
Yes,
Thinking that
yes.
this is just
Hmm.
what it is to be a kid.
Yes.
And
Yep.
so when did the flip happen? The like healing for you of,
Yeah.
oh, this isn't
Yep.
normal. Wait, I don't have to take
Hmm.
this. Wait, I can be me.
Yep. Yep. So I think when you're younger, like your God, your everything is your parents, right? Like they teach you everything. Everything you know is your parents. And I think after nonstop, just trying to get them to support me and love me because I can't accept myself unless they accept me. That's how I thought when I was younger. I think I finally realized that I literally want to just like not be here, like just end it all, be like, what's the point of this? Like all I've been doing just been literally getting like attacked my entire life by the people that
I'm
should be loving me
miserable.
the most. Yes. And so then I decided like I always just sit in front of a mirror and just like talk to myself, right? Like it's actually kind of crazy. Like I was like I talked to a therapist about this once too, and it was like I I I don't do it anymore, which is like a weird why I don't do it anymore, probably because I am more healed. But back in the day, I would like literally do a thing in my head where like I say on and off, and on like people are watching me, like I'm getting watched over compared to off. And I think like my whole life has been like a show, right? Like I had to put on a persona. I had to,
Literally.
like, yeah.
There were
And
cameras everywhere.
that's literally what like my therapist said. It's like, no, like you've always had to be like acting like you're being watched and all that. So it's like it was a normal thing, but like I always think like, wow, that's weird that I used to always do that where I'm like off, like if I'm like, I don't know, taking a shower, but then turn it on when I'm like dressed up nice and like after I perform, I'm like, hi guys, you know? And it's kind of funny how a lot of queer people are in like the theater kind of world, acting world. It's probably because our whole lives we've had to act to just be ourselves. So this is normal to put on a smile at me to be like, hi guys, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I
Um,
appreciate that, after especially cameras everywhere, constantly being watched, just such a strict world that you took that because you could have gone the other way and been like, nobody look at me ever.
yeah.
Instead, you
Yes.
went, I'm
Yep.
athletic. I'm good at this. I
Hmm.
love it.
Hmm.
I'm going to be in the spotlight. I am going
Yes.
to be the
Yeah.
representation that I needed.
Yeah, and I think I've always been, I've always loved to be in the spotlight. I was like that's just me, love to talk. I'm like, dang, I can talk for days. I want to talk to anyone. I can do anything. But I think after just like crying myself to death all the time and just being like, dang, like what is this life? Like, what am I supposed to do? Then I finally turned it into F my parents. I'm not gonna end it because then they win. Like I turned it into a thing. Like if I leave this world right now, they win. You know, and it might also this is also not a good way to heal but at the time it was the best way for me, right? It
It
was, it
helped
was the
you
way for
get through it.
yeah, it helped me stay alive. So instead I would turn that pain into like kind of like ego and like I'm better than you, watch me. Like I'm gonna make a name for myself and then you're gonna regret saying that I'm like we have like my sisters who were all like 15 and pregnant, right? We had my brothers who were in and out of jail, right? But somehow I'm the worst kid because I turned out trans, right? And I think we all lived the way we did because of our parents. Like I don't think it's bad that my sisters were all 15 and pregnant. No, that's the lifestyle we lived. We lived with no mom, so
It's
no
what
mom
was
couldn't.
normal.
Yes, exactly. So like, and they're doing the best that they can, and they have an amazing family now, and they're big supporters to me. That my sisters, I love them. Um, but, like, I think I just realized, like, hearing that too and then being like, "Clayton, you are dumb. Like, you're getting Fs in school, that you need to be a gold digger. You need to find someone with money. Marry with money." That's literally what my judge, stepmom said is, "Marry into money because you need it because you are dumb."
Okay, wait.
And
I'm sorry. Okay, can I just say where my brain went as you were telling that story?
yeah.
My brain went, okay, what's going on in your life and your circumstances that you can't focus on school? Like
Yes,
there is
yes,
a
yes.
barrier getting
Mhm.
in the way. It's not who you are, it's what's
Yeah.
happening. And all you needed was support.
Exactly. Yeah. And and then I did like talk to my counselor and I did say one day, like, hey, I'm done with life. And they had to tell my parents. And right when I got home, screaming, yelling at me, telling me to pack up my bags, they're gonna take me to the hospital. And then I pack up my bags to go to the hospital. And like that's what my adopted dad said. And then he's like, unpack your bags. You ain't going nowhere. Like, and then like they told me to go to my room. And it's just like, so he like
Oh.
purposely made me get all ready awkwardly. It's not even said, I'm like, no, I'm fine. No, I'm fine. I'm fine. I don't know why I told her that. I'm fine. I'm fine. And then he's like, no, go pack your bags. So I packed my bags and then got all the way out. He's like, all right, you ready to go? And he's like, get your ass to the room. You ain't going nowhere. And I'm like,
Basically,
this is
you're
embarrassing.
still trapped. We're
Yeah,
not actually
yeah.
gonna help
He
you.
was just trying to like harass me and like make me just make me feel embarrassed, I guess, because the rest of my siblings were around watching this, listening to this, you know? Yeah.
Well, okay. So bringing it back to like the fuel of, you know what?
Yeah, yeah,
Watch me. Like
yeah, yeah,
this shift. Because you said it might not have been the best coping skill, but it's
yeah,
the one that I had.
yeah.
I think it's important to emphasize that sometimes it might not be the best coping skill, but it is
Hmm.
the one that works.
Yeah. Mhm.
Spite is such a motivator if you can harness it well to then get you to a point where you can build new coping skills and find
Yes.
safety. And
Yep.
like, it's not the end of the journey, but it might get you just far enough in the journey that you can let go some stuff.
Yep. Mhm. Yeah, and I think that's when I was finally like, cause I had like a Kindle, that's what we had back then, the Kindle Fires, and I was looking through it and I seen so many like LGBT, like suicides, all that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it like for me and for all those people too. Like I don't want to like let my dad win, you know, cause like I'm gonna stick up and then I'm gonna make a name and I'm gonna be, and that's the time I knew like everything. I was like, and I've always like, it's funny because I manifested everything in my life, you know, like I didn't know what show I was going to be on, but I knew I was going to be on shows. I knew I was going to be an actor. I knew I was going to do all that kind of stuff. And at that point I was like, bent, like I said, I turned it like, I hate my parents, instead of like trying to like go to them every single time, like, hey, love me, love me, love me, you know, and let them kick me in the face every single time. Instead, I realized, no, I'm going to avoid them. So I stayed busy. It was school, cross country, and work. And when I came home, it was like 9, 10 p.m. at night, where everyone's in bed, right? And then I wake up in the morning, go to school early in the morning, cross country, like that was my life, right? And then when cross country was over, it was track. And then when track was over, it was basketball, you know? So I just kind of had my thing. And then
You're a
that would
complete
be my,
badass.
thanks. I just tried to stay busy, busy, busy so I can never see them, right? And even it's actually hilarious. Like all the rest of kids my age, it would be like it'd be Sunday, it would be Saturday, Sunday, weekends. They'd be like, "Someone take my shift, take my shift." I'm like, I'm calling people. Can I have your shift? Can I have your shift? You right? I was like, I want to take your shift. I don't want to be here. I even went in and opened up, like, so I would wake up. I would get grounded all the time for the stupidest crap, of course. So when I got grounded, I would walk, but I would open up work, which it would be 7 a.m. in the morning. So I'd wake up at 6, walk there, get there early, open it up, go, and then one of them would be nice enough to give me a ride back to school because at 8:30 school starts, and then I would cross country practice, walk home, shower, run to work. So I don't know why I showered, because then I'm literally back to running. Run to work.
Also, even though you didn't know what show you were going to end on, you were clearly already training for Ninja at this point.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And we lived right next to a park. So we would, like, the park was my life. Like that's where my hangout was. It would just be, hey, I'm going to the park right across, like literally our backyard. And that's where I would hang out. So yeah, it's like now looking back, it's like, of course I was on Ninja Warrior, you know, like it makes sense, right?
Well, and something about Ninja that I appreciate, especially watching like the semifinal runs,
Yeah.
there is so much grit that is
Yeah.
necessary to push through the endurance required to get through any of the obstacles.
Oh yeah.
And you have that spite fueling you. That's that grit. Again, you just like not just physically training, but mentally preparing yourself to overcome literally obstacles, but
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
metaphorically obstacles. And as you're talking about the manifestation, and it wasn't just I'm going to make it, but it's I'm going to make it and I'm going to show other kids that they can make it.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
passion expands beyond you. And it's like, I want to
Exactly.
normalize this. I want to let this be okay. And like, I needed love. So I'm going to put love out into the world.
Exactly, yes. And I believe that life literally, like, I absolutely, it makes me so mad. Like I said, like, I don't like people that are in the middle. Like you're on one side or the other. And I don't want it to separate, but I'm talking about you're on the side where you love people and you want everyone to live healthy lives that helps them grow, or you want to start crap and just spill hate. That's the two different sides I'm talking about. What side do you want to be on, right? I want to spread love. So if you're an adult and you're not trying to share something unique to the world about love, acceptance, like just being your authentic self, then you're what's wrong with the world, you know? Like, it actually makes me mad when it's like, "Oh, like, I don't care about" it's not politics, it's literally, like, human lives on the line, you know?
For sure.
And
We all need
exactly,
love. Every single
exactly.
one of us needs love
Yes.
and the space to be ourselves.
Mhm. Exactly, exactly. So, I don't like that when they're like, "Well, it doesn't involve me," or, "Oh, I don't really care." It's like, or, "Yeah, I saw that. I don't wanna, like, talk about what's going on with these people's rights," but it's like, because it hurts and I it's negative. It's like, yeah, but how do you think we're gonna get past it? It's gonna keep getting worse if we're gonna avoid it,
We
right?
have to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So, yeah,
So,
so I at that
okay.
point, I just kept telling myself, "Stay away, stay away." When I turn 18, just get money, because when I turn 18, I'm leaving, right? Uh, and when I turned 18, what happened is I remember, we went on, like a little lunch get together. It was me, Alex, my brother, my stepmom, and my adopted dad. We all went out to eat, and they were like telling me, because I was gonna go into culinary, because I took a culinary like a college course class in high school. So, and I love cooking. I was like, cool. They kind of planned this for me. They kind of made my dream, right? It wasn't my dream. I just kind of like, they kept putting it in my head. The more you force it in my head, the more I guess I'm gonna believe it,
Well,
right? So I was
and
like,
it's
cool.
safer to just go along with
Yeah,
whatever
go
their
along.
plan was until you
Exactly.
could physically remove yourself too.
Exactly. Yep. So they're like, "Hey, Clayton, this is what your dream is. This is what you love. What you love is you want to go to culinary school. We'll help pay for half the tuition, and like knives are expensive. And then you're gonna go on a cruise, and you're gonna be a chef on a cruise, which that does sound awesome, right? But and then why I like that's what the plan was there. That's what we were talking about. Like, you can still live with us. You can just go to college down the street. Like, everything's good. We won't charge you. Just you can just work and save up your money. Blah 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 blah. Like, it sounds perfect. But then they just kept misgendering me. They just kept calling me a girl still. I'm 18 years old and you're still misgendering me. And it was actually awesome because waitress came by and like heard it and kind of just saw my face. I was just like, like I was just double. You could just tell like I did not want to be there. And though every time like they would misgender me something, and then the waitress actually like said the waitress was like, "Oh, does he need his water refilled or something like that?" And then I was like, yeah, like, yeah, it was kinda like, cool, and I think that's when I realized too, I'm like, "I'm 18, like, I am leaving," like, because they were trying to suck me back in with like, "Hey, free this, free that, we'll help pay with some of your college," and I'm like, that's not even me, like, I don't care about school. I literally I don't even think I really passed school, you know? Uh,
Like, this
and,
isn't what I'm passionate about,
yeah,
and
I
this
don't
isn't where my
care.
life is taking me.
Exactly. So I think at that point I realized, dude, people around me will support me. Look, that girl doesn't even know me, but she can understand that. Like, first of all, I presented as masculine as I could without transitioning yet. And on top of that, like, she just could understand my body language. She could tell I did not want to be there, and that every time they kept saying she, I was just like, come on, you know?
Well, and what a
Um,
beautiful example of what it means to be an ally. Such a
yes,
tiny moment, and even if your
yep,
parents missed it, you felt it. You
exactly. I'm
saw
20.
it.
Yeah, I was 18 at the time. I'm 25 now, and I still remember that one moment. Like, that's how much that little small moment meant to me, that I can still remember that till today, you
Like,
know?
wait, I
Yep,
can choose my life. I
yep,
can be seen. And
yep,
a random waiter, like, I got
yep.
this. I can do this.
So what happened from there is I was like, "Cool, I'm 18, I wanna get them off my, bank account, and I want to buy the car from them." So I did that, and after that, I literally left with that car and, like, the shirt on my back, and, yeah, then I was like, "Cool, I have a dream, I have a camera, like my phone, let's I don't have money for therapy. I'm living in my car at this point. I literally just left. Like, it was me and my best friend who was also trans. And he was like, dude, you need to leave. You need to leave. I had nowhere to go though. So I left. It was just a car. I had the car though, and I left. And when I left, we both walked in. So I'm like, I need to at least say bye because I don't want to awkwardly just leave. Like, I need to at least say, like, hey, I'm leaving. So it was my dad there, and he was like in his police uniform, getting ready to go to work. And he was just acting chill because he saw I had a friend. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm cool. What up? What up?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm leaving." And he's like, "Oh, cool. We're having like something blah 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 for lunch or for supper. Are you gonna be back?" And I said, "No, no, no, no." And he's like, "Okay, just text me when you will be back." And I'm like, "No, like, I'm leaving." And then you could see in his face like his whole thing dropping and going. And then he shook it off and was like, "Yeah, cool. We don't need you anyways." Like, kind of like a switch. He's like,
You
"Do you need
never
your?"
thought you would actually leave.
Yeah, like, I saw that glimpse for a moment when his face went like, whoa, like, Clayton's actually sticking up to me for one. Like, he's actually like, I'm not beating him up now. Like, he's actually like sticking up, being like, putting his foot down, like, I'm done with this bullying. Like, I'm officially
You
done.
stood up for yourself, you decided your life, and you did it.
Exactly. Yeah. And at that point, I was like, cool, I need my birth certificate. Well, first he said, okay, you're gonna take your bed, you're gonna take your this, you're gonna take that. And I said, no, I don't need any of that. You can do whatever you want with it. He's like, okay. And then he's like, I said, can you give me my birth certificate and ID and all that kind of stuff? And he said, I'll give you to it at work. Meet me at the work, right? So we left. I went to see my mom, which the alcoholic one, because I haven't seen her because they like all he would do is tell me, oh, like we need the stepmom to adopt you. Even though I was like 13, 14, 15, like no one's gonna adopt me. I've been adopted way too much times. No, I'm not gonna accept that, right? The whole time I've lived with them, they're like, your stepmom needs to adopt you. Your biological mom sucks. She's a alcoholic. But it's like, does she do that? Yes, but that's my decision, not yours. You need to stop telling me how bad she is. Because guess what? Look till today, I haven't talked to her either, and that's my decision. I met her after I left his house. I met her and I realized that like she totally supports me being trans now. Like she actually like told me a lot of stories. She's like, oh my God, like her and my sister were all there. And we're like, dude, we all knew that was gonna happen. Like we knew one of us had to be. We have a whole big family. Like they just made jokes about it and laugh. Like, you know, it
Like
was sweet
10
and
of you.
awesome. Yeah. They're like, dude, we have like triple dozens of people here. Like if one of you guys have to be that, you know? So like she just made jokes. Like we knew and like told me some like stories when I was younger. I'm like, yeah, I guess that makes sense why you're the trans one. Like, you know, like tried to just make it all happy and lovely, you know, and like she really did support. But do I talk to her today? No, because that's my decision now because I don't the people you hang around are the average you're gonna turn out to be like. So I don't want to be around like anyone that does like drugs or alcohol or anything. I don't like that kind of stuff. But that's finally my decision, not my dad's decision. But the whole time that actually made me hate him more. The more he kept telling me how bad she was, it's like you look like the bad guy. Like talking crap about someone else,
I say
it
that's
compared to
his to hold, that's
yeah,
not yours to
yeah,
hold. And what you
exactly,
learned from that experience is I need to listen to myself. I need to
exactly,
find my voice
yep.
and teach others that it's okay for them to listen to their
Exactly.
voice.
Yep. Yep. And my thing is I love my mom, like she's awesome, but the only thing is like I just can't be around that kind of stuff. And that's my decision to make now. And it like I see her a whole different way than my dad sees her. I see her as she does need help and she also has a lot of trauma and a lot of baggage and all that kind of stuff. And she really needs validation from men and likes to be in that kind of
Well,
scene, you
I
know?
appreciate the nuance of that of I'm not writing her off.
Yeah.
I'm not like I don't hate her. It's more
Mhm.
just she's on a different journey right now and I
Yeah.
can't have that
hmm
in my life.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna save someone who doesn't want to be saved, right? Like she likes the life she has for some reason, even though I'm like, oh, that's not like a good life to have. It's like she's okay with it. She's been living that life.
And
She's
it's her
normal to
choice.
that life. Yeah. So at that point, it's like, cool, then I can only back off. I can't try to help you when you don't want to be helped. So I'm gonna back off. But like,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. So in your story of what you're sharing, you're now free. You've
Yep.
left.
Yep.
So tell me about this life that you've built. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It sounds
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool and you're just getting started.
Yeah. So first I went to the police station to grab my ID, social
Busted.
security card, all that kind of stuff. And I went with one of my sisters. And remember, I didn't really get to see these sisters that much because after I left my mom's house, like my dad tried to keep me away from anything my mom. And remember, those sisters, like none of them liked him either. Probably because I don't know for sure too much, but also my mom was probably saying stuff about my dad too, like don't go to him, he's a bad guy. So it's probably
Almost
just
like
both.
it
Yeah,
didn't end well.
yeah, exactly. And now we're put in the middle. Yeah.
Mhm.
But after that, it just like again, I don't know how everyone can just be like a this figure of being a police officer when this is how like they act. Like they're so immature, right? So I'm kind of related to well, not like biologically related, but I'm related by like through him to a lot of the police officers there. Like a lot of them are my uncles, and you know. And so I went there with my sister. I was like, "Hey, looking for my dad. I'm looking for my social security card, birth certificate, blah blah blah, blah all those kind of things." And then he's like, and it was my uncle, and he's like, "Oh, he's not here." Well, I'm hearing like like a lot of the police officers behind the door, like, dude, I'm
So
18.
high school.
You guys are like 40, 50-year-old men, you know? And after I'm like, dude, I hear him behind the door, and then he's like, "Hey, your daughter's here," and then they all like laughed and like it literally felt like it was so petty. It was the like I was like, dude, like this is so embarrassing for
So
your
that
like I
is
get
another
I'm getting
example of why you don't want to be there.
Yeah, I'm getting a secondhand embarrassment for you acting like a child. And like the whole police department, like I like even that whole police department, I'm like, I just think that's a whole like it's just a laughing stock, like that is what that's the protecting the whole town. That those people are the ones protecting the town. Meanwhile, they're being transphobic to a 18-year-old who's a literal kid that just turned
Yeah.
18, you know. And he handed me a act. Yeah, here you go. Like, yeah, I don't care. And then we left, and it was kind of weird because when I worked at Walmart, he did come through my line sometimes and like hug me and say, we love you and miss you. So I don't know. Like he's just both ways. I think because it's like when he's with the boys, he got to act like I don't care about you. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
But
then
you're
when the
still
boys are not
his
around,
kid. He
yeah,
chose to adopt you, even if
yeah,
he doesn't understand it,
yeah,
which is
yeah,
why this is so hard for you. Like you said, you almost wish he
exactly.
was out or in, and
Yeah,
now he's the in
exactly.
between.
And that was the breadcrumb where he talked mad crap in front of his police officer bros. But then when I worked out Walmart, he would come down my line and say, "Hey, I love you. I hope everything's going good." It's like, what? So I don't know. But what happened after that? Hung out with my mom, got to know her and like the siblings a lot more. I became pretty close with my sisters, and everything was really cool with that. And I lived in my car, or I would like couch surf. Right, I would sleep at my mom's one night, and then I'd go over to my sister, sleep on her couch, and then I would sleep at my
Back to
grandma's.
survival.
Yeah, yeah. I just had everything in the car though, and that was my life. Like that I actually liked it. Like I didn't even think about I was homeless. No, I liked it. Like that was normal. Like I sleep over at my sister's tonight, party at my sister's, party at my
Well, you
mom's,
were
party at my
finally
aunt's.
free.
Yeah, yeah. I think to me it was like I don't care. Like now I can do anything. And I did get into at that point because I still talk to my mom. Like I like now I like I avoid alcohol, avoid drugs, mostly avoid anyone that does it to an extent. Obviously, alcohol is like socially accepted. So I do have friends that do that, but I try to not be around them when they do stuff like that, just because I don't like anything like that. Maybe because it brings me back, to the past. I don't
We
know.
share that. I don't partake in
Yeah,
anything either.
yeah, yeah. I just think it's a way to just avoid your life and how you feel.
Numbing.
Yes, exactly. That's why I would never do it because at that point I need if I am triggered enough to take a substance, then maybe I just need to go to therapy for a minute.
So, like, you were
Yes.
free from the strict,
Yeah.
but you were still trying to figure out what
Yes.
next.
So, my grandma did let me, like live there a little bit. So she did buy another bed for me. So here and there, I would still like keep my stuff in the car. I never trust anything. So I'd sleep down there. But my sister was down there. My brother was upstairs. My sister had like 5 dogs. My brother had like 5 cats. It was insane. My grandma was old. My grandpa passed. Which that also is something my grandpa passed, and his name's James Reeves, and that's my last name's Reeves because of my grandpa. And that's my name, like Clayton J. I kept it because Claudia Joy, and then Reeves. I did not want to keep like if be successful one day. My name's going to be out there. I don't want my adopted dad's name anywhere to be found. He doesn't get any credit for where I am now. So I chose my grandpa, the one I love the most. He passed away in 2016, and even that's one thing why I don't think I could ever forgive my dad is because he told me he passed, and I was like trying not to cry because I couldn't. I was like, "Can I cry in front of you?" Because my adopted mom's dad, and he said that you can go to the funeral, but I need to be there with you because your mom will be there and all the siblings, and I don't want you to talk to any of them. It's like my grandpa just passed. The only guy that I really loved in my life that I felt like I had a man next to my side. And I said no. I was like, if you're gonna be there with me, no, because I want to be there and I want to actually mourn the loss of my grandpa and like be there with my family because you don't want to be there. You want to be there to be my bodyguard. I don't want a
Oh,
bodyguard.
awful.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm never gonna forget that moment too. And I think
I
that's why I
love that
took my
you're honoring him.
yes, yeah. And that's I think why I go by Clayton J because Clayton J is my name, Reeves is my grandpa's name. So like I go by Clayton J Reeves, but a lot of my like YouTube is Clayton J because that's me. So there's a part of when it's just me, and then there's a part where it's like, nah, like Reeves is my grandpa's name. I want him to be a part of this. I never got to come out to him, which is sad because in 2016, I think I just came out like right before he passed. So yeah, it was too late, but I definitely know he would have supported me. He was because my grandma supported me because she was still alive till 2019, I think. And I even asked her permission. I'm like, hey, could I take the Reeves last name? And she said, yeah. And I'm so glad I got to see her before she passed. Like I got to see her on her deathbed, and she literally said, like Clayton, like, wow, you have been like one of the best siblings, like the one of the best kid out of the kids, and I can really see you're gonna go do something with your life. And that like, oh, that like hit hard.
Well, and
Yeah.
you have, right?
Yeah.
Because even though you've been through so much pain and such misunderstanding and control,
Yeah.
every step of the way, it's like you just inch one step closer and you fight one step closer. And like it
Yes.
didn't matter
Yeah.
how they treated you or who they were, you knew who you was, who
Yeah,
you are.
exactly.
And you're
Yeah,
gonna be
exactly.
that person no matter
Exactly.
what. And like
Yep.
again, I'm blown away by your story because you're so resilient.
Thank
You
you.
have so much tenacity, you have so much passion, and you're sitting
Mhm.
here going, all of this hurt happened. And I'm
Yeah.
down, like I'm open about it,
Yep.
but it's not stopping me.
Exactly.
I'm
Yes.
going to keep going.
Yep. And at 18, 19, I had no freedom living with my dad. So of course I'd kind of like I slept downstairs at my grandma's a lot of the time. And my sister downstairs would smoke a lot. She'd bring her new boyfriend over and he would smoke and then bring all like the drug addicts over. And I did join, you know. I joined, I smoked a lot. And like I would hit once and I'd literally be like passed out, you know. But like I just joined. Like, first of all, it's community. It's my family. Like, I had nothing, so I was like, I'm gonna join. And that was my life for a while. I don't do it at all anymore. But like, and that also made me who I was. Like, it showed me that like I needed like that's why you should never force your kid to be fully like strict or fully not strict. Like, you need to be in the middle because guess what? Right after I leave that strictness, of course, I'm gonna do everything my dad told me not to do. Right?
Almost like you're your own person and you need to
Yeah.
figure it out for yourself.
Exactly. And I believe I don't regret smoking. Like, I believe I needed to try it to realize, like, because now I'm fully against that crap. I'm like, no, get that crap away from me. I don't even want to see it. Right. But like, I needed to go through that to be where I am now. And at that point, that's when I realized I'm like, I need therapy. I do not have money for therapy. Don't even have a place for an apartment. I live in my car, like, barely have gas money. I was getting calls from my dad being like, yo, take me off like, your guardian because you're not showing up to school and they keep calling me to go back to school. But of course, after I left this place, I'm like, F school. I don't care about school. So I did quit school. So I quit high school, and just worked full time so I can afford gender affirming care. And after I started getting money, I did go back to like an alternative school, which they were really nice. We talked it over and they're like, hey, I'll just give you homework. You just do it and you just give me it back. And I said, okay. So that's what I did. And I pretty much passed like doing nothing. I just got GED for free pretty much, you know. Um and I decided to just pick up a camera and start talking since I didn't have therapy. And I just did it for fun. Like I just make stupid videos. I think I even have one video that was completely upside down because I didn't even know how to turn it around. I was holding the camera upside down. And it was just fun videos and me just talking about how I felt. And then it turned into people following and knowing that there's other LGBT people. I'm like, wait, like there is people out there. There's people that are just like me that feel the same as me that have like that just feel insecure in their body and have gender dysphoria. And that's awesome. Like I didn't know. I thought I was the only one. I didn't know if it was real. I didn't know how to feel because everyone around me telling me, oh, I don't feel like that. Wait, I love who I am. Like,
Well, not only is that true for you, but and not exactly your story, but there are people that aren't accepted and people who have been abused for it and
Yep,
people who have had pain in their
yep.
lives that feel alone just like you.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So, and then after that, I just keep gaining followers, and then randomly, um, a lot of like different FTM prosthetic stores are sending me product. I'm like, now I'm getting free products, like and they're like products for like dysphoria, right, for trans men. And it's really cool that I just get them for free at that point. They're like, hey, just make a video. You're getting a pretty good platform, keep making videos. Here's discount links, and now I'm getting some money off YouTube. I'm like, wait, what? Like that's pretty cool, right? Getting money off YouTube, getting money off affiliate links, and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, like I can make this like. And I was at that point, I was probably only have like 5,000 followers,
But it's
and I was like,
already
wow,
happening for you.
yeah. I was like, okay, this is actually pretty cool. Probably because a lot of people don't do like prosthetic reviews because it does look like a men's genitals, right?
Mhm.
So like it is like you have to really like if you're gonna put yourself out like that, which me, I'm just an open book. Like this is who I am. I feel like a lot of people like I need to be professional because what if my job finds out I make videos that okay, my job knows I'm a human and I'm gonna be talking about like
I'm
products
gonna
like
need some
that
tips on
or
how to get comfortable with that because I just got a partnership with like pelvic sex toys to help like end pain with sex. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, I'm gonna have to talk about this. Okay, let's do it. So I
Yeah, yeah,
feel
yeah.
you.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought about that too, where I get a job, like, wow, they're all gonna see that. Like, I hope I don't get like fired because they think it's too sexual. And it's like me personally, it's like, yes, a lot some of those products could be sexual, but then also there are products where they're just for bottom dysphoria, and it's just like I need it to like feel good and with myself, right?
Help you feel
And
like you.
even the ones that are sex toys, it's like, well, first of all, like I'm definitely not like an adult like creator, like well, how do you say, like explicit creator? Like I'm just showing the product, talking about the product, and also, dude, we're adults. Everyone has sex. Like, are you really gonna be like, oh, Clayton has sex? It's like, okay, we all do. Like you're an adult. Like just because like you go to work, I like, yeah, I don't do that. No, like businessman. It's like, dude, we all do it. I'm just comfortable in my body and myself to talk about it publicly.
After again, basically 2 decades of being told not to be comfortable in
Exactly.
your
And
body,
I
you're like, "Nope, I'm still doing
exactly.
this anyway."
Exactly. I think that's why I'm so open where I'm like, cool, I'll like review all the products. And some of them are sex toys, some of them are just like some of them are just dysphoria toys, like not toys, dysphoria, like
Tools.
hackers and tools, yes. And I think it's because I've been literally muted my entire life where it's like, I don't care anymore. Like I'm gonna put anything I say. And that's how I grew a platform like I did, is because I didn't care. I'm gonna say what I want to say, right? If I get fired for it, I get fired for it. That just
That's
shows
your
like,
power.
yeah,
It is your
exactly.
superpower. It's like your genius era of, "I'm gonna be me, and I'm not
Yeah.
gonna filter my
Yeah,
experience."
exactly. Yeah. And I actually got fired. I worked at a dealership. I got fired because a lot of people were talking about me being trans. And I think I just started testosterone, but like barely. So like, you could kind of like, you would look at me and you would think like, oh, you'd be like, oh, that's a guy. Wait, no, that's a girl. So like, I'm right in the middle where it's like, you could tell like I
And it
am
makes people
transitioning.
uncomfortable not being
Yes.
able to tell.
Yes, exactly. And then everyone's talking. And I remember dealerships are very conservative. And I also live in a red state. And I got fired. I even recorded the whole thing, which I mean, living with cops and judges, that's one thing good about living with them. They already tell you, they're like, dude, you need proof. You need proof anytime. Like, not exactly because of getting fired because I'm trans, but they'd be like, dude, always have proof. And then now being a Gen Z too, just you need proof. Like
Oh,
when does a Gen Z not record everything, right? So I was like, bet I know I'm gonna get fired. Like, why does the owner want to talk to me? The owner never wants to talk to me, and everyone does. So, like, there was even a guy, because I'm friends with one of the guys. The guy came up to me and he's like, "Yeah, this other guy talked to me, and he knows that you're about to get top surgery, and he wants to see them before you get surgery." That's what he told me, and it was like a 50-year-old man.
oh my
Yeah,
god, that's awful.
yeah. We get like LGBT transgender people usually get comments like that and all that kind of stuff all the time.
I want to say the statistic. I was a sex educator through college.
Oh yeah,
Statistics we taught was 1 in 2 trans people have been sexually abused. 1
yeah.
in 2.
Oh yeah.
It's
Hmm.
awful.
Yeah. Yeah. And actually, so one time I was at the beach at the lake, and don't get me wrong, I was acting like a crazy kid where I was like, I like to just goof off and make jokes. I don't mean anything, but I was with my friends like, I'm gonna finesse this yacht, or not yacht, what was it? It was like a little boat. What do you call it? Like a kayak. Like, I'm gonna finesse the kayak, and then one of the girls heard me, but it was definitely a crackhead, like no teeth, like you could tell she like just does like drugs and stuff, right? And she heard it, but I was obviously joking. I was nowhere near it, like I was just saying things. I'm a kid. Like I think I was 18 at the time, but like I even looked so younger because like I think right now I'm 25. I look like I could be 18 right now, So at that time I looked like I could have been 15, right? And she like came at me. There's a video. It actually went viral. That was my first viral video. Some other girls were recording it, and we were at the lake, and I kept walking farther, and she started drowning me. Yeah, he started drowning me. It like went viral on Twitter back in the day, like 2018, 2019. And the cops kept calling me about it. I should have pressed some charges. I could have made big money back in the day, from getting fired at my job for being trans and literally recording it. Like, but I was
The
so
stuff you
scared.
know now.
Yeah, exactly. Now I definitely would. But back then I was just too scared, right? I didn't have no one next to my side to help me, to support me. I had no money in my name. I was like living in my car. Like I didn't know what to do. And those things were happening to me, and I had to take it because I had no power. And even the cops were calling me, and I got mad about the cops. And the cops would be like, "Hey, is this Claudia?" Which that was my name because I didn't change my name yet. But that made me mad too. It was like, you're literally the cops and now you're misgendering me, which of course they did because they didn't know better. But to me, I'm already mad. And I'm like, okay, no, it's not. And I hang up. Which they were probably trying to help me. They were probably being like, dude, you just got drowned. It's going viral on Twitter. Do you want help? That's probably what they tried to say, you know?
You
But
weren't
it just
ready
made
to
me mad.
hear it.
I
You weren't
wasn't ready.
ready to figure it
Yeah.
out. You're just starting to figure out what your power is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you're starting, I say you lost the job, but you're also getting views. You're starting to get sponsorships. You're
Yep.
starting to get
Yep.
free stuff to play around with and
Yep.
review.
Yep.
Like I don't think I realized that you were kind of an internet personality even before Ninja.
Oh yeah, yep. I think that's also a reason why it helped me get on the show is I already had a platform and I'm already an advocate for my community. So like being on the show just got me out there more, but I've already been out there since what 2018, right? Making my videos, transitioning. I started hormones at 2019 and then I got top surgery. I don't know exactly. I want to say 2020 to 2021 around that area. It was COVID. I wore a COVID mask. So around that. So probably 2020 around that area.
Yeah.
And I recorded every single thing on YouTube about it. Like YouTube was my thing. I loved it. And I don't post as much of that shit anymore, which I'm gonna keep getting back on there. It's just kind of hard because now there's so many different platforms I gotta go on, and then I gotta practice and keep training for Ninja because then right after this season, guess what? I gotta train for next season, right?
You're
Like
folding
it's just
so much on your plate.
yeah, yeah. And then after that, so I was in a relationship this whole time too, like 2018 to 2023, I was in a relationship and her parents were always there for me. They're great people. She's a great person. And definitely the biggest support I've ever had in my entire life. And like, yeah, her dad was always there for me. And it was kind of fun because like when I got the call for Ninja Warrior, the first person that like messaged me was her and her dad. And her dad was like, no way. Because I sent a video to her dad back in the day doing a backflip and like landing on my face. And then now I make it on Ninja Warrior and I can do backflips and stuff. And then he literally was like he would just randomly out of nowhere message me on Messenger and wrote backflip. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, you know, it's just like the little cute things. Like I love them. They're great people. We just weren't good together probably because we both didn't know what love was. Her parents were also like in a toxic relationship.
It's a hard thing to figure out.
Exactly. So, and at the end of the day, my whole thing when we were in a relationship was I need to transition. I transitioned. Now I'm like, okay, now I need to build me. Is this relationship helping or not? Is it helping both of us? Like, I love you. You're a great person, but like, is it helping us? Right. And we had two dogs together, Polo and Molly. They were Pomeranians. Loved them. She took them because it kind of was like in the family because our dog and her mom's dog had babies. So it was like, and then it had more dogs. So it was in the family. So I let her keep the dogs. We were like co-parenting at the beginning. So she lived down the street. But then she had a boyfriend and all that. And then it's time to like, okay, like I'm going to back off as much as possible. Cause it's like, I want you to live your life. I want you to be happy. And I don't want to be in no way or start anything, you know? And so then I got Topper. And I think also that helped because after the breakup, like even though we broke up really clean, good, it was still like 5 years.
Still
like,
a breakup.
You were my best friend. Like you were the person next to my side. We were best friends for 5 years, right? We ended that friendship, right? And I did go like I didn't know like at that point too. I was like, oh, like I might be gay because now I'm going to my sexuality. I was going through my because I finally like
Who am
myself.
I?
Yeah, I'm finally myself. Like my body looks like what I think my body should look like. But now I'm like, okay, what's my sexuality now? So I even like in the relationship, like I don't know. Like I think this is time for me to go out there and explore and see. And so I did after we broke up. But men have always treated me like I feel like a fetish. You know, like I feel like everyone like it's just kind of like a bucket list. Like let's cross off a trans guy, right? So
It's not
women
what
have
you want.
exactly. Women have never made me feel like that, and I think that's the difference. Where like sexually, I'm attracted to both female and male. But like romantically, I think I'm only like really attracted to women because I've
If I'm
only
being
had.
honest, I want you to come back and have an entire hour talking about romance because this little segment, I'm like, I have 1,000 more questions because this isn't something people talk about.
Yes, yeah.
And you have the ability because you went through transition of kind of
Yep.
knowing the feelings of before and knowing the feelings of now and
Exactly. Yep.
seeing how you're treated throughout
Exactly.
the whole process.
Yep. Yep. And I think I don't know. I just men they just are not as emotional. They're not in touch with their feelings because that's kind of like, upbringing, right? Like my dad always like trying to cut down and not really have these deep conversations. And every friend I have, I am way closer to the female friends than the male friends. I feel like they accept me more. I do with my best friend Preston. Shout out Preston. Love that man. He's awesome. You know, he's
There's
a
exceptions
cis
to the
man.
rule.
Yeah. But yeah, he's like 1 in a billion, right? Like I am blessed to have him. He's a great guy. He's gonna be on Ninja Warrior, my sidelines. He's super excited, you know. He's does ninja with me, and he like comes to Pride with me, and he's more like gay at Pride than I am. He'll be waving the flag, like
That is
he was
literally
like,
my straight partner too. He's the like straight golden retriever ally at every
yeah,
Pride Fest in
yes,
full rainbow, and I'm over here with
yep.
like my queer ring.
Exactly, yeah, that's the exact same. Kristen was wearing like a trans flag, and then this was me. I like, get that away from me, like I'm just here to
Wanna look
support ally.
good,
Like,
okay?
yeah. Because I also saw this TikTok, and it was talking about it was a trans woman, and she said something about accepting herself, and she's like, I don't think I'm ever gonna fully accept myself, or something like that. She's like, I'm this far along on my transition, I don't accept myself, and to a point, I think that is true. I hang around a lot of friends, and like we're about to get into talking about Ninja Warrior, and a lot of them are Christian conservatives. That's a very Christian conservative place, and I do sometimes still feel like around them, like, oh, what can I talk about? What can I not? They know I'm trans, but like, do they like? Because a lot of them like, oh yeah, like I think trans people are okay, but like I like you know, you're trans, like not really. Like you don't talk about it. No, trans is my whole life. That's who I am. It is my personality. It's how I see the world through my lens. My lens is trans compared to, you know, your lens is a male, like a female lens, like a dog lens. We all go through a life with our lens. Like I look at life through a transgender lens, right?
To bring it back to kind of what came after that breakup.
Yep, the breakup. So then I started to like date some guys. None of them lasted. Like my first ever real relationship, 5 years, right? My best friend, female. And then some guys they lasted a little bit of months or here and there, like nothing big. It was more of
waters.
it was more of a sexual relationship where I felt like, did you only like me because like I'm trans and you never been with a trans guy before, right? And it did feel like that, where it was like, it wasn't emotional. It wasn't like, hey, we're going to build a future together, which that's what I think a relationship should be about. It was more just like, hey, like they knew I don't just sleep around. Like I don't hook up with people. That is like, I think they gave me the label where it's like, oh, Clayton's obviously going through something. Let's just like show him I love him and put a label on it. So then Clayton's like, whoa, we're going to build a future together. Like, but there's a label now, right?
You kind of felt used.
Oh yeah, I feel like they gave me the label just so they could sleep with me, because I like, no, like I only like sleep with like people I'm in a relationship with and I'm building with, like people that I'm gonna call my partner, right? So I think that's what it was, and it was all the men, right? And then even after I dated like 2 men, I think, during that time, and then I dated this girl who actually went to the gym, like the ninja gym, and it was a good relationship. But she obviously, like, she's very avoidant. She kind of reminds me of my dad. Maybe that's why I was into her. You know, you are into your parents sometimes, like the dynamic of your parents.
It's the normal you're used to.
Yeah, yes. And so it was the avoidant where I'm like, hey, we should have this conversation. Hey, we should have this conversation. Like, you're a great person, but we should have this kind of conversation. And she's like, oh, that's too much. Oh, that's too much. We'll talk about something like that. You know, and then
kind of
like,
breadcrumbing you.
yeah, it was like, dang it, yeah. But she did make me feel loved, though, like as a kind of way where like she's a woman and she just made me feel like a man. I don't know. I think mostly being a trans guy, like I hate gender roles, but I love gender roles because I hate it because like gender, like why? Like come on, like it's 2025. Let's grow out of that. Women can do what women got to do. We don't need to put them in.
And vice versa.
But, yeah, exactly. But then I like it because it's like I'm a trans man, so if we're in like gender roles, it makes me feel more like a man, right?
You feel more seen as yourself.
Yes, exactly. Like I'm not saying gender roles as in women got to be in the kitchen and the men got to go out and do hard work. I'm talking about like, you know, I want to be a gentleman. I want to be the one holding the door open. I want to be the one carrying the groceries. I want to be the one like doing the things that like, I don't know, like just makes me feel more masculine, I guess, right, for my partner, you know? So she did make me, and I did a lot of that for her. So she did make me feel more masculine in that kind of way. And I still do think that relationship, even though she wasn't there because she was very avoidant and could not have these deep conversations and grow for a long distance, it still was better than the men I was with, because we did sleep together, but it wasn't like, it actually felt more passionate. Like when I sleep with the man compared to I sleep with the woman, I feel like the woman is like, we are connecting bodies, compared to with the man, it's like, hit it and quit it. You feel me?
Wow. Oh, I love that description though, because that makes so much sense to me.
Yeah.
So men out there, if you're listening to this, you got to try to connect bodies, not hit and quitting it. Like you're getting actual advice here. Do it right.
Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, no, that's totally how it goes. But I think it's like, women are more emotional. They need that connection. And being a trans guy, I do think I'm also more emotional too, where I do need that. I don't need to just, well, I'm a little bit of both where like right when I get my testosterone shot, bet like I can just go, right? But at the same time, I do like the more emotional where it's like it leads up or like, like
You know how
like
to feel your
being there for
feelings when they're there.
exactly. Then just like hitting and quitting, it's like men like that, but it's like, but maybe I do think that's where a lot of like relationships with a man and a woman don't go that far, and they like do have a lot of bad like they do, they just like a lot of arguing, a lot of not connecting together is because a man doesn't know how to like fulfill a woman's needs emotionally,
Well, and looking through my lens of that, as we were talking about traumas held in the body, it's not necessarily
Yeah.
an event, right? Men
Yeah.
from a very young age are taught to push it
Yeah.
down, to not show up
Exactly.
emotionally,
Yeah.
to not be
Yep.
that. And a
Mhm.
lot of my work is breaking that down and helping men access their emotions
Yeah.
and realize that actually they do need to be held and they do need their hair played with and they do need to like
Yeah.
lay on their partner's chest.
Exactly.
They're like,
Yeah.
rub their back and like we
Yeah.
all need that because we're all human.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's that gender role that like I want to quit of like
Yeah.
that part. We
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
need love.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, I totally understand that. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you started discovering yourself. You started dating more people, having more experiences. When
Yep.
did Ninja enter the story?
So that's when it happened. I realized it might just look like I probably needed that. Yes. But at that point I was like, I felt used, right? With the guys. I was like, I feel used. And like they're just wanting me for my body. Also, am I looking for, is this my drug? Is this, I'm looking for exterior gratification. I'm looking for men to like, I don't know. I don't know what I was looking for, but I was looking for something, right? Maybe I didn't feel comfortable in my body. So like, oh, I think with these men, right? They're gay men, which means they like men. So I think it was me trying to feel valued as a trans man. Like they see me as a man, right? Because they're all gay men, right? So I think that's what it was. I wasn't comfortable with who I was while I was sleeping around with men, right? Gay men, because it made me feel better in my gender, where it's like, oh, look, they see me as a man when they probably were fetishizing me, like that the point after it's like,
Maybe
yeah,
a part of you needed that at that time.
yes, oh yeah, 100%. Like I don't regret anything that happened. Like it happened, I needed it. It made me who I am today. But then at that point, I realized back in the day when I was younger, I did do tumbling, and I love that kind of stuff, parkour, tumbling, gymnastics. Like I love that kind of stuff. So I searched up gymnastics, right? And Emerge Academy in Grimes, Iowa, ran by Spencer Johnson. That is a gym that's like gymnastics, right? He's a gymnast. And I called them up. I said, yo, I would like to do gymnastics. Do you have any adult places, right? And this is like 2024 last year, or maybe 2023. I don't remember. It was 2 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like mid 2023. And then at that point, they were like, no, we don't do gymnastics for adults. We only do 18 and under. I'm like, dang, that literally sucks. But then they said, we do American Ninja Warrior kind of adult classes if you would like to try. And I was like, okay, fine, I guess so. Like I've seen the show. I love that kind of sports. Like I do follow some of the athletes on it. Like, let's do it. I love to be active like that. And I went, and it was actually awesome, And what was cool is Brandon was like one of the first guys I met there, and he was gay. I knew it right out of the bat. I'm like, hey, ally, let's go. Like, I'm gonna do good here because there's a gay man. And me and him, like even now, we're like, he's one of the closest I am there. And it's literally just because when I first went in there, he was my safe spot, right? That guy is my safe spot. I love him, Blake and Brando. They are both go there. They're a gay couple and they're amazing. They're always there for me. So I really love them. But
starting to really find not just people who were like you, but a community.
Yes. And I loved it. I was like, cool. It was an hour drive one way, right? So it's 2 hours out of my day. And I go there like every day because it's worth it. Like you prioritize, you make time for what matters. And I'm like, there's gay people there. I need some kind of community. I need some people that understand me. And even Spencer Johnson, he was pretty accepting. He was there. He always kept wanting me back. He's like, hey, keep coming, right? And then we slowly built a relationship. And then season 17, rolls around and he's like, yo, like you're actually getting pretty good. Like, let's all put an application in. And I was like, I don't really want to. I don't know. Nah, I don't know. I don't think I'm that good, right? Like I've only been doing it for a year, haven't even competed. And he's like, do it. And I was like, okay, fine. And then I put in an application, and then me and him got a call back. And he's like, bet, I told you, and that's pretty cool because this guy, Bill, older man, he's like in his, I don't want to get it wrong, but I think like 50, 60s, maybe even a little older. And he had full ripped abs, like an old man. That's why I don't like people like, oh, I'm old, like it hurts. No, if you prioritize your health, you look like Bill one day, okay? And Bill even said it from the beginning. Bill's like when I first started, Bill was like, "Oh, you're gonna make it, right?" And then I got that call back and like, "Told you," and I was like, "Oh, it's cute." Like
Wait, you
everyone,
did your first Lachey, you fell in love, and the sport fell in love with you back.
exactly. And all of them have been really like. Have been some people that like said stuff and all that. But like that's just how it goes. Like it is a very conservative place. But like Spencer has been really welcoming and like we talk all the time and like I would say he's one of my best friends, he's always there for me. He's definitely a great coach. And we got closer being on the show because we stayed till like midnight every single day. Like Ninja would start at 8 p.m. I would get down, it's an hour drive. So I'd get off work, drive down there like at 7 o'clock, drive down there 8 o'clock. And stay there till midnight. Drive back will be 1 a.m. in the morning. Work tomorrow at 8 a.m. Yeah.
Oh my God,
it was crazy.
Commitment.
Yeah, but that was my life. He was there to train me. I'm gonna take all the time I can with the coach, who is literally he's made it to finals multiple times on the show. Like he's really good. He almost made it to the Olympics in gymnastics. He's a really good like athletic man, right? So I'm gonna take as much time as I can when he gives me it. So we trained. We went down to the show together. He was on my sidelines. And one of the guys like that used to go to the gym that doesn't anymore, he actually said he actually went down with us because he was a coach too. And I really loved him. He was a great guy. Even started going to his church, like all that kind of stuff. He's very conservative, very Christian. We talked about politics all the time. And I thought, cool, like we don't have the same values, but like he really, like it seemed like he respects me. But I feel like he was just trying to change me and convert me. Now thinking about it, because and he used to work at the gym and he did get fired and all that because of the things he's been saying. But he did say after me and Spencer got farther than him, he was my coach and I qualified for semifinals. He didn't, right? And what happened is when we went back, I didn't make it to finals. Spencer did. So me and this guy went back home and we watched Spencer from the gym. And he was like, by the way, Spencer did not want to be on your sideline, blah, 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 blah. Like, Spencer, because he goes to Christian, like he's a Christian, he goes to church. Also, like Ninja Warrior's conservative, like the gymnastics very conservative. Like it's gonna hurt his brand if a trans guy's on his sideline. You're on his he's on your sideline, all that. And I was about to quit Ninja.
Oh.
I was about to quit Ninja. I was like, bet. Cool.
All this stuff that happens behind the scenes that you would just never know.
Exactly. After that point, I was like, bet, like I'm done with Spencer. Like Spencer lied to me, I guess. I don't know who he is. And at that point, I was like, what I'm going to do is like have the show air, still do all that kind of stuff because I'm here to represent more than just me, right? The whole trans community, the LGBT community, any minorities who ever felt down.
It is so much bigger than you at this point.
Yeah, at that point, like I still gotta go with everything, make sure everything's smoothly, but then I'm done because I'm not gonna support a business that is gonna treat me not like a human, right? And then after I left, I did tell some of the friends that were there, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I'll just find something else. I know climbing gyms are very, very LGBT friendly.
Oh,
so
they are great for finding queer friends.
Yeah. And then, so after that, I guess one of my friends there was like, because Spencer was probably like, where's Clayton at or what's happening or whatever. And they told him, and Spencer called me. Spencer's like, you better be at the gym tonight so we can talk, or else I'm coming down. I'm going to leave work, his job, the job he owns, to come down to talk to me at my job. Like he was like determined. He's like, we need to beef this out. My friends didn't tell him what happened. My friend just said, Clayton's done with Ninja because of something you said. And then we talked in his office the other day, like the next day. And he was like, I told him everything this guy said that's at the gym, that he used to be, he's been friends with this guy forever. Right. And this is the point where I need to go back to when my dad said so much things about my mom, and it wasn't true about my mom. It's just his reflection, right? So this is what's happening. That guy, like Spencer didn't say anything, But this guy was telling me everything about Spencer because he had a problem with Spencer, not me. But he brought me into it because LGBT, transgender, it's easy to just pin us down because we're already down,
It
right?
was easier to put that wedge in there.
Yep, make me hate him too because it almost worked, right? And this guy, right, big conservative, big Christian, and I even went to his church and all that, like I finally opened up when those people have hurt me my entire life. People that identify as Christian, identify as conservative, right? They've always hurt me my entire life. So I finally opened up the door, went to his church. I had fun. And that was like my Sundays would go to his church, go all the way down there, hang out. And then even after that, he would tell me like, "Oh, you're going to hell. Oh, this, oh that." It's like, wow, I open it up. Now guess what? Now I'm closing back up. I'm like, okay, these people are bad again, right? But Spencer's also like, big Christian, all that, but he's like a loving Christian, which you don't find those everywhere, which that is what
they exist, but they're not the loudest voice a lot of
exactly.
the time.
Yeah. But that's like what real love is, like loving everyone for who they are. And he literally sat me down. He's like, Clayton, no, I love you at the gym. Diversity is great. Look, we have Brando and Blake who are gay, and we love them at the gym. You make the gym like better, right? I'm also very loud. I'm very like, I try to go to the gym and I'm always like, I'm dancing. I'm crazy. Like I love to be the loudest one at the gym and help everyone out because there's a couple new people that went there and I came there loud, proud, happy. And then they were literally came up to me and thanking me. Like I made them comfortable with the gym quick enough because they just saw how like open I was. Right. And Spencer said that all the time. He's like, dude, like I love to go down there with you. It was so much fun. Of course I'm going to be on your sidelines. Like I literally told you to put an application. Like I wouldn't have told you to put an application. I didn't believe in you,
He wouldn't be on your sideline if he didn't want to be on your sideline.
Yeah, exactly. We hugged it out. We even cried a little bit. Like it teared up. Like and that just made us closer though. So it shows like what it shows that that having hard conversations with the right people will make you closer.
Well, and having the hard conversations help you figure out who those people are.
Exactly.
They're the ones willing to sit with you, willing to get uncomfortable, willing to cry it out. Versus if you try to have a hard conversation, they go, it doesn't matter. Just move away.
Exactly.
Like, okay, well then I can never have a hard conversation with you because you can't handle it.
Exactly. And another thing is, I don't think Bill knew, like Bill, remember the 50, 60-year-old man who does ninja, it's full abs, like looks amazing. And I don't think he knew I was trans or anything because he's older. So he doesn't really use social media. Like if he searched me up, of course he would find it, but he doesn't use that. So I don't think he really knew. But what happened was this guy who went down with us and was on the show, but didn't qualify for semis. He got mad. He's like, oh, because I think he saw Jensen Little, which was the other trans guy on the show. And he's been on the show multiple times. The first trans ninja on the show. He's amazing, great guy. And he saw him on the show because he was down there when he was on, I guess. And then he was like, he said something about, I think then Jensen reminded him of me because I'm trans, was like, oh, Clayton only got on the show because he's trans right in front of Bill. So he outed me to Bill and it's like, oh, yeah. And it's just like, dude. Good. Yeah. And like, you could just tell how, like, it's just crazy how like jealousy and anger makes you. Like I went to his church. I thought we were happy. Like we FaceTimed every single day. We actually were like great friends. And then it switched on it. And now just because I made it farther than him, which like I said, I was there all the way till 12 a.m. every single night training with Spencer.
Work in to earn.
Anytime Spencer was free, I would make time to train with him. Compared to this guy, barely showed up to the gym, right? So of course it showed on the course. It showed on the course, who actually is out there training, but also like accidents do happen too. So, but like
it showed on the course, and then he showed himself off the course.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then like I don't talk to him anymore, and it's and my biggest thing, like me and Spencer literally said, is like, dude, if you could just apologize, take ownership, just like my dad. If you could just take like it happened, it's over. Like I can't switch what you did to me, but if you could apologize and take ownership, that just shows me that cool, you're growing. Because life is about making mistakes and growing from it. But if you can't grow from it, then we can't move on. So yeah.
Well, I for one am very glad that you're still around. You're still training, and you got the call for season 18.
Yeah.
So you did not actually quit. You did move through it. You are growing. You are healing. You are showing up for all of your communities.
Yep.
And the power of that experience, because change doesn't happen on a grand scale. Change happens one difficult conversation at a time, letting one person be human at a time. It slowly spreads, right?
Yeah.
And so you continuing this fight for representation Oh, it's everything.
Mhm. Yeah, no, I'm super glad to get back on there. Like, I was nervous. I was like, I hope I did good enough that they're gonna call me back for season 18. This year I want to try a little harder training, even though I was there for 12 a.m. in the morning, right? Still gonna do that. Maybe 1 a.m. now, maybe 1 a.m. And on top of that, like I love polo, so I wore a polo on the show. I didn't like I said, like I accept myself, but like, do I fully accept myself? Like I'm so happy for Jensen Little to get on the show and wave the biggest trans flag ever. I don't know if I could have done that, you know? So I'm happy that he did that, right? And how open he is about him being trans as well. And me, I went on the show and I didn't really represent like look wise, and so I'm glad that this year I am going to put some shirts together, yeah, put some shirts together, put an outfit together, a more like LGBT friendly outfit to like show my support on the course. But I was a little
Well,
nervous.
you showed yourself, and that is you representing, even if you didn't wave a giant trans flag. You know,
Yeah.
he paved the way for you to show up, and now you're
Yep.
paving the way for other people. I mean, you made an impact on me. I hadn't heard of you before I saw you on the show.
Yeah.
And I
That's
was like, oh
awesome.
my God, I got to know this person. I got to follow this person. And I'm so glad that we are having this conversation right now, because it really is one little step, even if it doesn't feel like this giant,
Yep.
massive, like flag waving,
Yeah. Yep.
still matters. You having
Yep.
this conversation with me and
Hmm.
saying, I went through hell. I went through so much and it was awful. And I'm still healing from it. And
Yeah.
I'm still me. And I'm still fighting. And I'm not just fighting for me, I am fighting for every single person out there who feels like they can't be themselves. That
Yes.
that's what this is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah. 100%. And it's so crazy how like when I got on the show, like I was nervous. I was nervous to be yes, I have like 30,000 on TikTok, 23,000 on YouTube, but that's big numbers. But like compared to national TV, like, and also like when you're looking up my YouTube, you got to be searching up some kind of query thing, right?
It's your community that's going to look it up.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course we get hate comments here and there, but there are probably hate comments who like have something wrong with trans people because or LGBT people because they are LGBT and scared to show it, or they have like family members that are LGBT or anything, like they have some kind of hate towards LGBT that they purposely search up my videos, because it's an algorithm. Compared to national TV, there's gonna be people on there who are completely nothing to do with LGBT, nothing to do with anything like that, but they're gonna see me anyways. So I was so nervous to be on national TV as a trans guy, mostly because it was a hard weight on me where it's like, I'm not just running for myself. If I fall on the first obstacle, I'm doing that for my whole community. It's like, no, I need to make an impact so I can get my story, because you don't just get your story on a TV show like that. Like you have to show that you're worthy for a story, right? And so I'm blessed that I kept training with Spencer and how he put so much effort into me. So I was able to make it to semifinals and share my story, because that was literally the whole point. Like I love Ninja, but the whole point was to get my story out there, mostly with like everything I've been through and stuff. And like I said, like I still a little bit do want to prove, like not prove, but like be like, like look, that could have been your last name up there, Dad. But no, you turned me down on being your kid, even though you adopted me.
Watch me crush it. Again, you're
Yeah.
fueled by that spite. That's that grit that's keeping you onto those obstacles just a little bit. You're still
I'm about
healing,
to
you're
fall
still
off
growing,
it.
but
Yeah.
oh,
I'm about to fall off it. I'm like, wait, no, I watch this, Dad.
watch me. Hand split Lachey. No, it's impressive and it's amazing. And I hope that people listen to this and hear that passion.
Yeah.
Hear that desire, again, not just for your growth, but for the growth of a society.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's bigger than both of us.
Exactly.
We
Yeah.
are still voices in this story, and
Ex-
I'm so glad we're doing it together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's so awesome. I believe that life's all about using your voice for good to help out anyone else in need. So I'm so happy that I'm able to help out trans youth or LGBT people or anyone that literally feels like they're less than and feel like they need someone there for them. Like my DMs are always open. I try to reach out and talk to anyone who's in my DMs, because I know that there's someone out there who needs to hear a message like this and needs to still fight to keep surviving. So
That's beautiful. Okay, so we have just like talked and talked and talked. So let me ground it with a final question here. because you
Okay.
talked about manifesting, about
Yep.
how you basically sat down and went, I'm going to be on some show somewhere. I'm going to make something happen. And you did. So
Yep.
I'm curious, what are you manifesting next? Like, what do you see down the line for Clayton Jay Reeves?
Yeah. So yeah, no, manifesting, like I'm big into spirituality and like law of attraction, manifestation. Like I do believe your mind is everything, and what you put out to the world you will receive, um like even with Ninja Warrior, when before I even got on season 18, I went to Plato's Closet downtown and I was like, I found these tie-dyed like swimming shorts that were literally tie-dyed like trans colors. I'm like, I'm wearing that on season 18. And my best friend Preston's with me, like, you haven't even put your application in. I'm like, yeah, I'm still gonna be on it. Like,
Obviously, of
like, what are
course.
you talking about? It's me. So, it's just like the things like that. And so what's next is, I don't know, I've been really thinking about getting on other shows. Like, I was about to put an application in for like Queer Eye, which would have been fun. The only thing with that is I think this is their last season. So I don't know. And they're down in DC. I know they do travel, but I don't know if they'll travel if this is their last season. I don't know how that worked. I still might, just because I like putting in applications. Yeah, I like to be in front of the camera, so I'll put in an application anywhere. I was thinking about Big Brother. I feel like it'd be cool to have like a trans guy. I don't know if I've seen a trans guy on Big Brother. I know there's been gays like Frankie Grande has been on it. I know there's this trans woman. I forgot her name, but she was on it. I love Big Brother. I like that little gossipy, like drama-y, like, oh, like I feel like I have such a big personality that I could be on a show like that.
You'd
It's
have
really
fun
like,
with it.
yeah, oh yeah. I'd be like, wait, what? She said what? Ooh,
In the middle of the living room.
yeah. Just like I would be talking mad crap while I'd be doing laches on like the ceiling fan.
So you're like climbing the fireplace. Like, I can't believe they said this.
Yeah, so I would like shows like that I would really like to be on, so I'm definitely gonna keep trying out for reality TV shows. I've always been into reality TV shows. Like I grew up on MTV, Real World, what's some of the other shows, like I love Jersey Shore, right? I grew up on those shows. I love shows like that. It'd be cool to be on those. The only thing is I don't like substance, and I know a lot of shows do have that kind of stuff, but maybe I could still be that. I could show the world how you can still have an amazing, crazy personality and be fun without alcohol,
My
so
partner
it'd be cool.
and I are watching Love Island right now. And
Yeah.
there's not a lot of alcohol in it, but I
Okay,
keep
yep.
saying that they need to do a queer series for it, like Love Island
Yes.
Queer, where
Yes.
and I think it would be amazing to have all
That
of these
would be
queer people
awesome.
looking for love.
That would be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that would be that. I bet someday we'll get something like that, because I know there's this like queer like lesbian show. What was it? Forgot there
All
was.
I
I
can
forgot
think
what
of is
it's
the
called.
Queer Ultimatum, where
Oh, I think that's what it was. Isn't it lesbians though?
it's lesbian and non-binary people.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
women and
Yeah.
non-binary
Okay.
for the Queer Ultimatum, which is so
Okay.
cool. So it's
That is awesome.
branching, it's happening.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
We're
I'm gonna
getting there.
manifest reality TV for you as well. I would
Yeah.
love to see
Reality
it.
TV. Yeah.
I will watch everything you are in.
Thank you. Yeah, reality TV shows, like being back on TV shows, and then on top of that, definitely maybe going into some kind of like hopefully a bigger group will like want me to advocate for them and be there for them and work for like a bigger group like that.
Yeah, like
something like that would be
volunteer
fun.
work,
Yeah,
philanthropic work.
just
Be that
any
presence, be
yeah
that voice.
yeah like some kind of public speaking, some kind of helping out queer youth, anything to do with that. I would definitely love to do stuff like that. So I do see that in my near future.
I love it. I can't wait to see it.
I am so grateful that I was able to connect with Clayton Jay Reeves today and that he shared his story with all of us. You can achieve anything you set your mind to. You just need to be determined enough and be willing to put in that work and not give up. That's what Clayton Jay Reeves did. And now he's going to be on season 18 of Ninja Warrior. This is amazing. I'm so excited to support him. And hopefully something that we talked about today resonated with you. If it did, let yourself sit with that idea for a little while longer. If you have any questions for this podcast or any themes you'd like us to focus on in the future, send us a message on Instagram at insightswithuspodcast, or send us an email at insightswithus@gmail.com. If you enjoyed this podcast and want to hear more, please follow, like, or subscribe. If you want to support the continuation of this podcast, you can donate. To do so, find me, Anastasia Soroka, on buymeacoffee.com. You can also find Insights with Us on Substack for exclusive content, including videos and other writings about my insight journey. You can find digital downloads on my website, happymindwellness.com. Thank you for being my adventure buddy. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you for creating Insight with Us. I want to thank my other partners, the pelvic people. Everyone's bodies are different, and how we connect bodies, I'm talking pleasure here, should not be painful. Whether you want to have fun with yourself or with another person, the pelvic people are a group of healthcare providers creating products to help your body heal and find your own path to pleasure. I'm talking internal and external work. For me, I really appreciate the external massager because my glutes and psoas do not know how to release, and everything is connected. So remember that you are not alone, and if you struggle to let go and find pleasure, check out the pelvic people. Use code INSIGHTSWITHUS7 for $7 off at checkout. That's THEPelvicPeople.com. thepelvicpeople.com. Use code INSIGHTSWITHUS7 for $7 off at checkout.